Steve, speaking about guys that were there, we got this guy, Ivan Raiklin. You were out at a lot of the trials. You were, your background, Green Beret, all of this stuff. Talk to us. You were just talking about accountability.
Hold on. Ivan was the one guy, besides all the protesters, every one of my trials, everyone. Ivan, thank you so much. You being there was fantastic. Standing up for, I know you went to a lot of the J6 stuff, just having you there. And Ivan, here's the kind of guy Ivan is. You got all these crazies with the sign. It's a coup. Trump's a fascist. Ivan will get right up in their face, okay? The cops are going to come and break them up.
No, I appreciate you, Steve. I normally don't like the Navy, but this Army guy has mad respect for somebody that is the OG Danbury J6 prison choir guy. So hands up for the guy that was weaponized along with you guys by Nancy Pelosi.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Yeah, so if I may, I wanted to kind of make a recommendation of where the investigations need to go in order to get the accountability that everybody's essentially clamoring for. I would recommend that the following 5 individuals within the leadership of the U.S. Capitol Police and the legislative branch be investigated by not only Barry Loudermilk's subcommittee under Jim Jordan, but also by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, as well as the new Director of the FBI, Kash Patel. So the following 5 individuals, and for those that watch Steve Bannon a lot, get your number 2 pencils out because you need to write some of these names down. Number 1, Speaker Pelosi.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 2, the General Counsel of the U.S. Capitol Police, Tad DeBias. Number 3, the Staff Director for the J6 Committee, David Buckley, who so happened to have been one of the 51 spies who lied and was the Inspector General for Johnny Boy Brennan, the former CIA Director. Who else we got there? Jamie Raskin. And I think those are maybe 4 or 5 of the key individuals. David Buckley, Jamie Raskin, the Tad DeBias, and I forgot to mention the 5th one, Paul Irving, the House Sergeant at Arms on that day. When we investigate all their communications, all their text messages, emails, and all the meetings that they had, I can almost guarantee you that we will then be able to prove the entire FEDSURRECTION as it took place.
Hold on, hang on a second. Walk through, give me that one more time for this audience and people at home. You're saying what now?
Speaker Pelosi, as the senior law enforcement person on January 6th as the Speaker of the House, must be investigated. Her Sergeant at Arms, Paul Irving, who was also the Sergeant at Arms for Paul Ryan before that, and John Boehner before that. Notice the connections there. Number 3, the General Counsel of the U.S. Capitol Police, Tad DeBias, was instrumental in manipulating what would be released in terms of CCTV footage, as well as instrumental in being behind the manipulation and getting Harry Dunn, I pronounce it dumb, to go ahead and perjure himself at all these different trials. Not only Harry Dunn, but also in the Oath Keepers trial, but also these other U.S. Capitol Police officers. A lot of this has been exposed by Steve Baker, great journalist over at The Blaze. And luckily, so just to recap, Speaker Pelosi, Paul Irving, House Sergeant at Arms, David Buckley, the Staff Director for the January 6th Committee. Number 4, the House Sergeant at Arms, Paul Irving. And lastly, Jamie Raskin led the impeachment hoax number 2 effort. Those are the 5 key players that were involved in the FEDSURRECTION and its subsequent cover-up. When Barry Loudermilk, D&I Gabbard, Secretary Hegseth, Director Patel all maybe put together a task force, as well as along with Anna Paulina Luna's new committee for declassifications, I think we're going to get to the full truth of what happened on January 6th, with the pipe bombs, with the Ray Epps question, and everything.
Ivan, would you volunteer to work on that task force?
I would be happy to volunteer as a participant to lead it. I could care less about any title. I just want to get to the truth. And you know what? Although a lot of people call it accountability, because my last name starts with the R, my favorite word, Steve, and unfortunately not too many people like it, but it's right here. It's right underneath my suit and tie, and it starts with the letter R. Retribution, baby.
You're the R word. You like retribution. Is retribution a bad word?
No.
Where do people go to get more information, Ivan?
I'm on X as long as Elon allows me to speak. It's Ivan Raiklin. If once he doesn't allow me to speak, you can find me on Telegram, Truth, and Rumble. Raiklin.
Do we want accountability? Yes. Do we want retribution?
Yes.
Yes.